Welcome back. You're watching Inside Bengaluru, and we're in conversation with the founder of Cafe Coffee Day. What is the sense that you're getting about the strength of the consumption story? I mean, in the long term, you're very bullish on India, but in the short term, people are questioning whether we're seeing a slowdown as far as consumption is concerned, especially this whole business of urban cities versus tier 2 cities. What's your sense about what's happening in the tier 2 cities? Are you spotting interesting trends there? You know, consumption, do you see signs of consumption coming back strongly?
See, last year, consumption trend in the last 6 months of the last year was slightly bad for everybody in retail.
Yeah.
But I think we hear and we see from everybody, things are slowly improving now. But to tell you, I was just discussing with a friend of mine, by 2040, 50% of India will be urban. And I think people are talking lesser number. You know, that means there is a mind-boggling opportunity for people who are in this food and beverages space to grow. There will be mind-boggling opportunity. See, short term, there was a small dip in growth for all of us last year. Looking at next 1 or 2 years, things will improve.
Things will improve. You know, you talked about how the former finance minister, then the Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh, helped liberalize the sector. At this point in time, when we talk about the government, and you've got all these missions being announced practically every other day, Digital India, Smart Cities, and so on and so forth, what sense do you get about how that is likely to tie in, for instance, with the opportunities that you're looking at? I mean, you talked about how the internet cafe, gave rise to the Cafe Coffee Day culture in that sense. How are you seeing these opportunities, and how do they tie in with your business?
See, I'm an entrepreneur for the last 25 years. If you come to 2013, I think morally, I was really demoralized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the state of the
so
economy,
much confusion and so much
negativity.
negative news. I was just thinking, why can't my journalist friends talk a little bit positive, at least for the youngsters of India, not for us? Because if you had continued that 13 trend, whatever the news you guys used to make in the TV, I don't think any entrepreneurship would have existed in this country for a long.
Well, but that's what entrepreneurship is about, right? Drown out all the surround sound and continue to focus on what you need to focus on.
But see, you're talking about this government. In one of my companies, can I use names?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I went to meet Gadkari sir 2 months back. You'll be surprised how he tried to solve the problem. He said, what is legally good for the company, good for the port where I was associated, and good for the government, I'll be fair to all of you. And they called, and he tried. Tell you honestly, he found a solution in half an hour. I tell you, I have not seen somebody senior minister like him taking a call like that. And it is very transparent way.
Speaking of future opportunities, and of course the ones that you're already invested in, you continue to be bullish about logistics, you continue to be bullish about...
See, I'll tell you honestly, why I invested in logistics. Yeah. I believe any developing economies, 12 to 14% will be logistics. If you think India is in a $20 trillion economy, 3 trillion will be logistics. So one of our investments are there, but we are not going to put any capital from whatever the capital rise from here to there.
Right.
But that investment can take care of itself.
You know, there's so much buzz around the startup universe in India at this point in time. Just about everyone is turning angel investor. Mr. Tata is investing in a whole bunch of companies right here in Bangalore. What about you? Are you looking at making investments in the startup space at all? Is that exciting you today or not?
See, no, I tell you, in 2001, I had 20 startups in my portfolio. When the bubble busted...
So you burnt your fingers? But actually you didn't burn your fingers because you made money.
Burn my fingers. Yeah. Actually, 2-3 investment what I'm left with, I made a lot of money out of it. But one thing I realized after that 2004, whatever investment I make, either it should be a portfolio investment in a listed stock, or it should be control interest.
In an unlisted company.
Yeah, that's a call I said. So both doesn't suit me. If not, I've seen a lot of people making a lot of investment in the city, and I think I have not seen this kind of environment in startup in the last 20
but
years.
given the fact that you're this bullish about the country, you're this bullish about various sectors of investments that you've already made, what's your outlook as far as the markets are concerned? Because everyone we talk to say in the long term, this is a mother of all bull runs as far as the Indian stock market is concerned. I know, but going back to your experience of dealing with the stock markets, what's your own sense?
See, I'm not an expert on investment. I'm a small guy compared to all the big guys, my friends in Bombay. But I can tell you, India has hardly invested in equity. They have invested a lot of money in real estate and gold. Only request to all the investors and the smart people, please concentrate at least 30-40% of your investment in equity for next 20 years. I think you'll make a lot of money out of it. Since
you're talking about the investment cycle, and unfortunately, when you talk about the stock markets and you talk about performance, it's always judged on a quarter-on-quarter basis. How are you readying yourself for that change of scenario? Because it is going to be a significant change, isn't it?
Shereen, I personally feel company like ours, investor who would like to put money in this kind of investment, they'll see a good growth if they got a long-term vision. Quarter on quarter, we'll do our best. It is very difficult to...
Are you starting to feel the pressure already? Are you
getting tell you honestly, no. I'm very sure that I'll create value. But the quarter-on-quarter pressure doesn't hurt me at all.
Were there moments when you felt disheartened? Were there moments when you felt that maybe it was not working out the way that you wanted? Were there changes that you made to the original plan? There must have been several pivots, perhaps, along the course of the journey.
You're talking only the cafe.
Yeah.
We've got another beautiful business with us, selling coffee in the corporate India.
Absolutely.
Corporate India.
Yeah.
We are selling.
You wanted to call that brand Chickmagalur, I believe.
No.
No?
See, we sell in whatever the DRHP number. Yeah. We are selling in more than 10,000 corporates of India. It is a mind-boggling potential looking at the corporate growth of India. What can give opportunity in next few years.
Okay. As you speak to young startups who may be watching this show today, what is it that your advice to them would be? Because you've been able to create a business from nothing to where it is currently. What is the advice that you would like to share with them, especially when it comes to scaling up?
There are three things for any entrepreneurs should have. One is intelligence. Second is passion. And third is that he need what you call intensity to make it okay. That I'll make sure that this is successful.
What drives you today?
Tell you honestly, my passion level is compared to last 20 years. It is much higher today.
Why is that? Because competition is here?
Not competition. Looking at opportunity. Tell you honestly, we don't even look. See, I respect competitions. All these great multinational brands are built by great leaders. I should respect them. Tell you honestly, we should learn a lot from them. But you should not too much worry about that. And I think we have got a great team to do that. And see, now my biggest challenge is how do I motivate my young team to think bigger than what... See, they're very, very complacent. 1,470 stores.
So how do you motivate them?
I said, boss, this is a startup. Don't even... See, all 20 years what you did is fine. Forget that 20 years. Don't pack for that. Fine. That's it. But now we have come to the actually quarterfinals.
A 20-year startup.
I tell them now you have come to the quarterfinals of the match. Now you are a decent player. Till now you are only one of the player without any competition in the game. See, you have to prepare. You need to have big capital. You need to have bigger vision. You have got a great marketing, branding. See, I think just look at the store. How I can bet anything. This kind of stores we can compete with any international stores in the ambience. I think my biggest challenge will be how do I motivate youngsters to believe the story that we can also build a world brand one day.
So building a global brand is the big mission at this point in time? Consolidating your leadership position in India is your big mission at this point in time.
We will consolidate for next 3 to 5 years. But see, today a lot of opportunities coming throughout the world. People are telling, don't put capital. Give us know-how, give us technology, and give us support us to build a brand in Cairo, support us to build a brand in Indonesia, support us to build a brand in Malaysia. Offers are coming. Otherwise, actually I told my team who's joining that boss, next 6 months we are not talking to anybody. This is a kind of opportunity. See.
So that is something that you're looking at this point in time.
Yeah, but 80% of our time and energy will be spent on India. But 20%, it is a separate team of around 10 people who are doing this. But it is also fascinating.
So over the next 20 years, if I could end by asking you, you said that this is a startup now, you're at the quarterfinals. Forget about the past 20 years, let's talk about the next 20 years. What is the mission that you've given your team for the next 20 years as you approach the final?
See, I tell you honestly, I can't give the numbers again.
Sure, I get that. I get that.
But overall vision, I want India, if India to be a superpower in next 20 years, there will be 15, 20 Indian brands will be every high street of the world, from Oxford Street to Oxford Street to Fifth Avenue, and we want to be one of them.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck with that. We wish you the very best of luck with the IPO, and hopefully we'll come back and chat with you about the numbers once the IPO is over and done with and you no longer have the constraints. But thank you very much for taking the time out to speak with us here on CNBC TV 18 and for giving us a sense of what Cafe Coffee Day will look like 20 years down the line. Thank you very much. That has been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, sir.
On that note, it's time for us to wrap up this edition of Inside Bengaluru. From all of us here on the team, goodbye and many thanks for watching.